take the Lsat in 85 days. I've been studying pretty good for an hour. I've been very productive. So I started off by the logic of an argument, going over formal logic, that it's basically based on the form, not the content, and informal logic, which is a catch-all category for all other types of logic. Then went over sets, supersets, subsets, and memberships. Basically, if you're picturing a dot, if that dot is inside another circle, then that dot has membership of that bigger circle. And if there's a bigger circle in that encompasses all three of them, then that dot then has membership of that bigger circle. So you have sufficient information to assume or know that because that dot is inside the bigger subset or the bigger superset, that it has membership. So learned that. So membership, something that belongs to that set. Today I learned more about the conditional argument. So introduced one of the several argument patterns that are needed to be known. So when the sufficient condition is true, then you can assume that the necessary condition is also true. Sufficient condition is written on the left side of the argument. When you have an arrow, then it represents the relationship between the two, and the right side is the necessary condition. Then I also reviewed validity, which validity of an argument depends on its form, not its content. So if you were to assume or pretend that all the premises were true, then the conclusion must be true as well. Argument can only be valid or invalid. They cannot be true or false. I'm also reviewing logic, the language. So 7 Sage says logic, get it? Lawgic, logic. Anyway, learning about the arrow and how it points from sufficient condition on the left-hand side to the necessary condition on the right-hand side. And that logic is a language that we will use to understand and manipulate the relationship between sufficient and necessary conditions and subsets and supersets.